Hello and welcome to Market House, the podcast where we talk all things Disney. My name's Caleb.
And I'm Caitlin. And this week we talk with Jordan and Daniel from the Disneyland Forever podcast.
Yes, we had such a good time talking about the recent trip on the Disney Wish. Let's dive in. Right. We are so pumped. We have got Jordan and Daniel from Disneyland Forever here with us, and can't wait to dive in and talk all things Disney. We're pretty much going to cover everything.
Yes, cruise, food, all the good things with the pros who love Disney as much as we do. So we are so excited that you're on and so thankful for you guys. We've been waiting for this moment for quite some time because we were such big fans of your guys' podcast.
Thank you.
Thank you. Like, we're really excited.
Yay.
It's kind of mutual. I'm like, I've been listening to you guys. Like, This would be really fun one day. So,
Oh, thanks so much. Actually, I was just listening to you guys. I was grabbing a Starbucks before this, and I was in the drive-thru cackling like a mad person. And she had just opened the window, so she was probably like, "What a weirdo!"
What's wrong with
I was
this
like,
guy?
"I'm listening to a podcast. I swear, I'm not crazy." So, yeah, thank you for making me look like a fool in front of the Starbucks.
I'm glad it's not
barista.
just us that are laughing at ourselves.
Oh my goodness!
You're recording a room and you're like, people better understand this.
Yes, exactly. So before we dive into the main discussion, which we're going to get to, which I can't wait to get to, so I'm going to have to like calm myself and ask you some kind of get to know you questions before we get into the Disney Wish talk. But first, Caitlin, why don't you start us off with the first question?
Yes. So first question is, what is your favorite restaurant between Walt Disney World and Disneyland?
This is really hard. I knew instantly it was going to be at Walt Disney World. I knew it was going to be in Epcot.
Yeah. So do you mean like overall or in each place?
I'd say in each place.
Each place is
Yeah.
fine. Yeah.
Oh, like in each.
Yeah, one
each
for Disneyland,
location.
one for Disney World.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
My favorite for Walt Disney World is Monsieur Paul.
Ooh.
It's the one atop
That was an amazing
Les
experience.
Chefs de France
Oh,
in
wow.
the French Pavilion in Epcot. It's expensive, but
And it's like a 4-hour experience.
Yeah, it's how many course meal was it? 7?
Oh, it was like a 7 or 8 course meal.
Oh,
But it
wow.
was some of the best food I've ever had. It's not as expensive as like Victoria and Albert's and stuff. But,
Yeah.
but it was still amazing.
That
Oh,
sounds
wow.
fantastic.
We've never been there. Yeah.
Yeah, we're not doing Epcot right then.
Yeah.
They just
we did.
reopened.
They only
Okay.
recently reopened.
after COVID. So
Yeah.
And they only allow a certain number of tables, and I think our server was like ours. I don't know if she had
any other tables. Yeah.
but yeah, it's like a
Wow.
very personal
Wow.
experience. So
That's
It was
awesome.
really cool.
Can I ask, is it elevated? Like, is it like very fancy, or can like a person that's like, I like burgers and like chicken nuggets, can someone like me dine there, or is it pretty elevated?
I don't know. They do not
Okay.
have burgers or chicken nuggets.
Okay.
They do not. No. It's definitely more upscale. I mean, we
Okay.
even were there. I wouldn't say that we were completely dressed down or anything, but we were like one of the very few people that were there, not in a button-up shirt or something.
Yeah, there was like no
okay.
tuxedos, but it's
There were some others who were dressed like us, but which made me feel okay. But it's definitely an
It's
upper level
fancy,
experience
for sure.
Yes.
Okay, good to know.
Gotcha.
Okay.
but the food is amazing. If you ever have, I mean, for a normal restaurant.
Well, my favorite one in Walt Disney World is Le Cellier at the
Okay.
Canada
Yeah.
Pavilion.
Yep. In Canada. Yeah.
We've heard
Oh.
nothing but amazing things about that place.
is so
Yeah,
good.
heard
I
the
know
steak's
Caleb
amazing.
can't have it, but the pretzel bread is
pretzel
just.
Oh.
I just want them to bring out just
It's lots
pretzel
of
bread
gluten,
all the
sorry.
time.
That sounds so good.
I think they actually do have gluten-free bread. Because I remember
Really?
sitting at a
Yeah.
table and there was a table next to us and they said, "Oh, we
Uh-huh.
can bring out some gluten-free bread for you. So check
Just-
it out."
Oh, good
Disney
to
does so
know.
good at those kinds of things. Yeah. So
They really are. Oh,
They are
that's
good.
Awesome.
They are
We
good.
need
It
to
may
check
not be
out.
pretzel bread, but it'll be some kind of bread. They'll be like, it
It's a
tastes like
hamburger bun.
Yeah, exactly.
At least they're not saying
But-
we're going to bring out your hamburger in a lettuce wrap and call it gluten-free.
So
true.
true. So true. Thank you. You understand.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so what about for Disneyland for you guys?
my favorite's Napa Rose
Oh, yes.
in the Grand California.
You notice that he likes the really upscale.
I do like
Yeah.
the fancy.
Foodie. I love it.
I love it.
It's just so good of food. It's not horribly priced, but I mean it's
Yeah.
And then you can get like different appetizers, and they have even like a chef's table experience you can book. We haven't done it yet, but
No.
That's my favorite place.
My favorite place at Disneyland used to be Steakhouse 55 until they had to rudely
Until it doesn't exist.
R.I.P.
I
close that.
know.
Yeah.
But oddly enough, my favorite one is Cafe Orleans.
No way.
Oh, okay.
I
think-
love the Cafe Orleans.
Okay.
Now,
And that
I
one's
heard you
not that
guys-
expensive.
Yeah, I heard you guys talking about it. You just went there on your recent trip in April, right? And you said it
Mhm.
was like amazing. I think we've only been there once.
I don't even know I can eat there.
I don't know. I think did
Yeah.
we get the Monte Cristo?
I mean, people think that the only thing they have there is the Monte Cristo, which is what
Yeah.
most people order.
That's the
but
classic. But they do have other
they do
stuff.
have other stuff.
It's like a chicken thing, like a half chicken. That's
I
really
think
good.
one
Oh.
time I ordered the chicken there, and I was surprised
So
it came
yeah.
out with like half a chicken.
Yeah, it's
I
so
was like,
good.
Oh, wow. Okay.
This is splittable.
And the
Yeah,
gumbo,
I actually,
Yeah, wasn't
it's
there
got-
fries
it's
or
got good
something?
options.
Yeah.
yeah, we did. Actually, I lied. We have gone there once. I did get a gluten-free Monte Cristo. We had to order it 24
Ooh.
hours in advance. There's a little preparation involved.
Mhm.
But I felt really bad. Not their fault. I just ended up not loving it because of the ham part of things. But I should have known that before ordering it. But it was good. It was the bread was fantastic, so it was worth the order in advance thing.
Yeah, there's a
But,
cheese
yes.
only one, I think, too. So
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
we've seen
Yeah,
that
it's
one.
like
I can get
cheese
down
or
on that.
something.
Cheese only.
Yeah.
Grown-up
Clog the
grilled
arteries.
cheese.
Yeah.
yes.
I love it. But yeah, we love Napa Rose. They have a fantastic gluten-free bread
Oh,
basket,
nice.
and they actually have different kinds for me. So that's
Mhm.
awesome. Okay, so next question, another hard one. Sorry. We'll keep it to West Coast only. How about your favorite ride, both in Disneyland and DCA?
My favorite ride in Disneyland is Big Thunder Mountain.
Mm.
It's thrilling, but not too thrilling. It's just so much fun. The wait's not always terrible, so that's always been my favorite.
Nice.
And what about
That's a
for
good pick.
California Adventure?
California Adventure. Come back to me on that one.
Okay. It's hard.
That's a hard
I
one.
get it.
Well, mine is not a shocker to people who have even just like been on our Instagram for like half a second. My favorite Disneyland attraction is Space Mountain. Like,
Okay.
I make no
He doesn't hide it.
the mysteries about that. When we went back to Disneyland the first time after COVID, that was our first attraction. Not my doing.
Yeah.
He was the one that said, let's do it. And I
Good.
bawled the whole
Oh.
ride because I was like, I'm back. I
Yeah.
just love that
the
ride.
music
The
was-
music is
is so
amazing. I
awesome.
love just the theming of it. I think it's just so fun. And I know that if you ride it with the lights on, it's probably like the most lame, stupid ride ever.
Sure.
But I don't care. That I think, yeah, it's like no question, Space Mountain at Disneyland.
Yeah. And you're not a fan of the hyperspace overlay, right?
I like it. I
Okay.
like the second half better than I like the first half because I feel
Okay.
like the opening lift hill where they actually do the hyperspace part,
Sure.
it just gets so bright. And then that's kind of like defeating the purpose of Space Mountain, which is to be
Sure.
dark.
Yeah.
Right.
But then
Yeah,
once it
that
gets
makes sense.
going, I really enjoy it.
Yeah, when there's like you're battling the TIE fighters and stuff. It's
Yeah,
kinda cool.
like when
Yeah.
you have to like go underneath the TIE fighter that's
Yeah,
shooting at you. I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah.
that's fun. That's
is
fun.
fun.
So I really enjoy the second half. I don't enjoy the first half. So I get off going like, it was fine.
Okay. That was an average experience. Let's do it again sometime.
He may or
Yeah.
may not listen to the soundtrack like constantly in his car. So
Yes. if you ever want to feel like you are zooming down the highway or the freeway, turn on the Space Mountain soundtrack and you're just
Really?
like, I'm booking it.
That is awesome.
Even if you're just in-
doing that.
even if you're in a little
Even if you're in
Pinto or
traffic
something.
or something.
I'm making progress.
Well, it does only go like 35 miles an hour. So
I know. It's not fast.
okay, so I thought of mine at DCA. I like the Incredicoaster, probably the best.
That's mine.
Ooh,
It
good
used to
choice.
be- It used to be Tower of Terror. I don't hate
That
Guardians.
used to be mine.
I don't hate Guardians, but I miss Tower of Terror enough that
Yeah, I'm the
was-
same.
It was so good. But yeah, Incredicoaster
I-
now with like the music when it works. Last few times we've
Yeah,
gone, it
yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
work.
Jeez.
And then the smell with the cookie.
The
And
cook. Oh my goodness.
It's just so
It's so
thrilling.
good.
And yeah.
That one's good. That one gets me a little bit. I'm a little bit of a baby when it comes to like motion sickness and stuff. So the older I get, the worse it
Mhm.
gets.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, at the very end, when you're doing the ups and downs with Jack, that just messes me up for some reason. So again, I'm like, I feel like I have a 70-year-old body, and I'm like, oh, honey, I can't do that anymore. My heart's
Jordan
weak.
loves that part. He does
Really?
this like giddy, annoying laugh, like
That is not what it sounds
yes,
like.
you do.
It does
and
not
you do the
sound
same
like
on
that.
Radiator Springs.
I am not
Racers.
saying that I don't laugh, but it
Can-
doesn't sound like that.
Can we please get a mic on him next time?
Yeah, I'm
and
going
please
to
upload
I'm gonna
that.
film
Yeah. We need to verify this noise that comes.
Oh my god.
There is a noise. I'm not even pretending that doesn't happen.
That's so good.
I love it. Okay, so next up, this is a really tricky question. But if you had to replace one popular ride at Disneyland, what would it be?
So you're talking like replacing it with any other
Something
Disney
else?
attraction?
Yes.
Yeah, I would say it's from another park, right?
Yes. Anything that you would like, as long as it's like a popular like e-ticket attraction.
Yeah, Caitlin's like, they can't pick something that's too easy, like
No.
Astro Orbiter or something.
I did actually.
No
have to
offense
think
to
about
anyone who
this one
loves
for a while.
Astro Orbiter. Yeah, no offense.
Should I go first?
Yeah, you go
Okay.
first.
So this one was hard, but if space wasn't an issue,
hmm
I would swap out Guardians for Guardians.
Okay.
I would take
So
out
the
Mission
Epcot
Breakout
version?
and put Cosmic Rewind because
Ah.
as much as Mission Breakout is fun, I miss Tower of Terror more. And
Yeah.
I think Cosmic Rewind is the superior Guardians
It
ride.
is amazing.
Oh, see, we haven't been on
We
that yet.
Yeah.
So I'm so jealous.
You'll have to tell us. Is it? I mean, is it all it's
It's
cracked up to be?
It's very motion sicknessy.
It's not that motion sicknessy, actually. People have made it sound like it's like ridiculous.
It's more dizzying to me.
It makes me a little bit dizzy, but
Okay.
not sick.
But the
Granted, I don't get sick.
But the secret is to be in this, because it's 2 people and 2 people in each car. If you're
Okay.
in the second row, then you can focus on the people's heads behind you. If you get dizzy
In front of
then
you.
or
Gotcha.
in
That's a
front
good
of you, and
tip.
it helps.
That's a good tip.
Yeah, but it took us. We've ridden it 3 times, and by the 3rd time, I was finally like, okay, you know what? I really, really enjoy this ride. Cosmic
That's
Rewind,
awesome.
But that would be
Yeah.
my choice: is swap Guardians for Guardians.
Okay.
It's a great choice.
Solid.
I love it.
I don't even know. I don't absolutely
It's a hard
love Roger Rabbit. Jordan loves it, but if
Does
there
that
was-
count as a major attraction?
I'd say so.
It's
Okay.
it's a fast pass.
I enjoy
whatever, Genie
it.
Plus attraction.
I enjoy it.
I don't know what I would replace it with necessarily, but yeah,
The Chubby ride.
yeah. The only Chewy all the time.
I love
be
it.
amazing.
We'll count that. Out with Roger Rabbit and in with Juby. Okay.
We were at. Oh yeah, it was on Castaway Key with the cruise. and
Yes.
this couple said, "Chewy."
He was wearing a Chubby shirt that he had made,
I made myself.
and they were like, "It's Chubby."
Someone else with Chewy else. Yay.
That's so good. This is gonna be hard. Okay, so you're gonna have to rank. This is Caitlin's question, so blame her for this one. Please, from least favorite to if I can talk, I'll switch back to English. From least favorite to favorite, rank DCL, Walt Disney World, and the Disneyland Resort. So from least favorite to favorite,
Okay,
in both
I
your
have
personal
mine.
opinions.
I have mine.
Okay.
I have a feeling they're going to be the same, but let's see.
My least favorite, and not to say I don't love it, is
Sure.
the cruises.
We're not the same.
Oh,
Then Walt Disney World, and then Disneyland by far. When I was a kid,
Wow.
we went to Walt Disney World constantly, and I loved it. And even though it was hot and humid, I absolutely loved it. That was my childhood. And then the first time we went to Disneyland, I was like, "This castle's tiny. There's nothing to do." But unfortunately, Jordan has changed my mind.
I have
has
converted
changed
him.
your mind. That is awesome. Yes.
I don't love Disney World as much as Disneyland. So
Okay. Well, we're thankful to Jordan for doing that because
Yes,
Yeah.
it is. All
you guys
me.
are right.
Mine is only slightly different. Mine would
Okay.
actually go Walt Disney World at the bottom, then Disney Cruise, then Disneyland.
Okay.
I do love Epcot beyond a lot of words. And I really enjoy the Animal Kingdom. It frustrates me that anymore it's been closing so early. But then I just have ambivalence toward Hollywood Studios. I still enjoy it. I just don't love it. And then the Magic Kingdom, we never spend a lot of time at.
we do like 4 unpopilar rides and
Yep.
then leave.
And then we go. It's usually our
do-
partial day.
We do People Mover, Carousel Progress.
Monsters
Floor.
Inc. Laugh Floor.
And
I make you go in
Yes.
Space Mountain.
Yeah, in the Space Mountain. Which,
Okay. So pretty much what we
Begrudgingly,
don't
it's not
have
right.
here on the West Coast, you guys hit
Yes.
up on the.
And we
okay,
try to do
that's
Seven
perfect.
Dwarfs Mine Train if we can.
well, because every attraction that is also found at Disneyland is much, much worse at Disney World.
Well, not everyone. You
Yes.
like some better.
Yeah.
You
No?
do.
Okay, yeah, me, like Winnie the Pooh, but
Yeah.
Whoa.
But
Those are fighting words for
Yeah.
Caitlin over here.
I love that ride. So good.
I love our Hubbalum Hamoozle scene better in Disneyland.
I just
I
Yeah.
agree.
I like that it like moves differently, so it's not just the
Mhm.
constant like.
Sure.
shipwreck thing.
But for me, it's just that I don't think there's anything. I feel that Disney World can get a stressful planning time, and
Sure.
they're about to add more stress in the future, which I'm not excited for. But, and so between that and then just how chill Disney Cruise is, Disney Cruise Line is,
they are amazing.
that I'm like, I just that alone is enough to be like, you know what? I would go on a cruise before I go into Disney World. Not to say I don't love Disney World, because I do.
Yeah.
But then nothing can beat Disneyland because I just love it so much.
Yeah, it definitely has that like homey feeling to us specifically. But I was so excited to ask you guys this question because for those who don't know, Jordan and Daniel frequent Disneyland, Disney World, and Disney Cruise all the time. So they I would say, somewhat of experts at all three. So I was very surprised. I thought Disney Cruise was going to be up there for some reason.
Yeah. And can I say really quick? Sorry, I'm going to cut you off for a second. My bad. But every single like minute, Caitlin's like, "Oh, guess where Disneyland Forever is going like next week?" I'm like, "Where?" And they're like, "Oh, they're going to Disney Cruise." I'm like, "What the heck? How do you live? You're living my dream." Like every week, you guys are somewhere else.
Wait until
how does
this
happen?
summer.
It's every other week.
Oh, okay, that's slightly
Don't
better.
get
Okay,
it.
Just wait until this summer.
Yeah, should we tell them?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
As I already decided, I'm not telling people on Instagram.
Okay.
Build tension.
Let people
Build
know.
tension.
Build tension.
Okay, I love
I'll
it.
just
I
say,
love
what
it.
is it,
In the
July?
future. In
July.
Yeah, mid-July.
yeah. We're doing something very similar too, so we know the feeling.
Ooh.
Keep secrets.
Ooh.
I
All
know.
To be announced at a later date. I love it. So speaking of all the things you guys do, what made you want to start the podcast?
Actually, it's just like this weird thing. Like years ago, I was like, you know what? I just want to start like a Disney planning website because people ask us all the time. So like, let's just put stuff there. And then gradually I was just adding more things on. I had a YouTube channel for a while, which was fun and also
Very stressful.
very stressful. Didn't
Yeah.
love doing it as much. And then
Sure.
I was just like, I was talking with Dan and just saying like, I feel like a podcast might be a better fit for what I want to do to reach out and get people and present the information in a better way. I think podcasting would be the better choice.
Yeah.
And so he's like, okay, why don't you go ahead and go for it? And then right before I recorded the first episode, I was like, Dan, I need you to come and do this with me because I don't think I can do this by myself.
And I think I said like 4 words.
Yeah. And I roped him in and then
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I'm glad that you did because I think it works better with the
Because
two of us.
he mostly, the YouTube things was mostly him. I hate being seen on camera. Plus, like, I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I was
It's a different beast.
It
Yeah,
is.
it is. YouTube's, I could not imagine doing it. Again, I always tell Caitlin, I'm like, I'm too self-conscious. People be mean to me in the comments. So
I had
podcasting
that,
is less
don't
of
worry.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's people are cruel out there. So yeah.
But now it seems like the YouTube channels have to be like so much glitz and glamour and
Sure.
pictures
Right.
and dancing and who the heck knows.
It's
Yeah.
so true. It's what's next, right? It can't just be something
Yep.
simple. It's like, wow me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I really just enjoy the ability for us to just kind of like literally chat into a microphone and then other people think that we're funny and we're like, okay,
Yeah.
good. Because either that or we're just two crazy people talking into a computer.
Well, that's true too.
Of which we are. Let's be honest.
Yeah,
But
people
I-
can enjoy it. Yeah.
I was a little leery because I don't listen to podcasts usually. I've gotten a little bit more into it with doing this, but
Mhm.
Sure.
it seemed so different. So
Well, I did want to say before we jump in was one thing about your podcast, Caleb and I, as we've mentioned, just love listening to you guys every Thursday, right in first thing in the morning. I put it on when I'm getting ready. And from a Disney fanatic, we super appreciate just how honest you are and just how positive you guys are at the parks. But at the same time, like being honest and putting like your thoughts out there. Like you're not just going to be the ones who just say, "Oh, this is amazing," even though it's not. Like you share your experiences and you make things fun. And you guys are super hilarious. Let
Yeah.
me tell you. Like
Yes.
your April episode, you were talking about how there was these ladies talking a lot, and I'm not
Yeah.
kidding you.
Very time.
The part I've talked to Caleb about this probably 4 times already, but when she said that she was excited for like the wine and cheese
Wine and
festival,
cheese festival. Yep.
I'm now referring to it as wine and cheese festival.
it's just like
the
it's little-
and cheese.
exactly, and like the way you guys were kind of just, I don't know, it was just so funny. But I
Yeah.
just, from people like us who listen to, we really appreciate what you guys do, and we're just
Oh,
so thankful
thank
for your
you.
podcast because we love the positivity and keeping it fun, and it's never a boring episode. You guys come up with just such helpful topics, so you guys are awesome. So we love your
Thank
guys'
you.
podcast. So everyone, go check them out, as we will mention 400 times in this
Yeah.
whole episode. But yeah,
please do. Much more helpful than ours. So
No. I don't know anyone else, Caleb, who can take an investors meeting and be like, look, here's actually the interesting stuff that you need to take out of this. I think I told Caitlin about it. It was like, after I listened to it, like, oh my gosh, that was actually more interesting than I thought.
Thank you. I'm always the one that's like, sorry, Caitlin, can I take one news segment and talk about the finance stuff? Because I find that interesting. And I'm like, I swear I'll try and make it somewhat digestible. So I'm glad you liked
worked.
it. Thank you. That is good to hear. So Disney Wish, you guys how many days ago did you get off the cruise ship?
It was, sure.
Something like
So
that.
less than a week.
Yes.
You guys experienced the Disney Wish. This was your first time, I'm assuming, on the Wish?
Yes.
Okay, and then you've been on how many cruises before this, and what ships?
3.
We've been on 3 other Disney cruises.
Dream,
Okay.
Magic, Wonder.
The Dream, the Magic, and the
Oh my
Wonder.
gosh. Okay, so you guys are doing one, like you're hitting up all of them.
Our hope, if it can work out, is for our next one to be the Fantasy, and then we can just knock out all 5 before there's more.
Oh my gosh, I'm very jealous. That is
we're
amazing.
probably not doing because Fantasy's always in like the Mediterranean or something.
Well-
For 14-day cruises, I can't take that off. I don't have $10,000.
That's why I said the hope.
Yeah. Just buy a couple scratchers and hopefully you guys hit
Exactly.
it.
We're in Utah where
Not
we don't
Utah.
have that. So
There's no gambling at all.
Really?
Lottery, no,
there's
nothing.
no lottery in Utah.
I did not know that.
We're one of only 2 states.
Isn't it
Oh
us
my
and-
gosh.
Us and Nevada.
Yeah, Nevada.
The
'cause
more
they have
you
the other
know.
stuff. Yeah.
How was overall, let's start it off with, how was your cruise overall? How was the overall experience on the Disney Wish?
I mean, you can't really go wrong with Disney Cruise Line.
Yes. Overall, it was
I thought it was very
very
enjoyable.
good. We're-
I mean, we'll get into stuff. Don't worry.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you were to take it as like, was it an enjoyable cruise?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Of course, because it's Disney.
Absolutely it was.
Great food, great service.
There's nothing that can beat that first entrance into the ship.
Yeah.
Into that atrium. That was
Well,
magical.
and the bus ride up to the ship, and you see it from a distance. and you
Yes,
get up
watching,
closer,
because it was at
it's-
Port Canaveral, so you get to watch
Oh,
it. It's getting
cool.
bigger and bigger and closer and closer.
And you see it
Yeah.
next to the other company's ones that are rusty and
So
not
true,
vintage.
It is so true. It is so true.
Yes.
Yeah, it's all the other Disney cruise ships are laid out well. The Wish,
We'll
was
get into
not,
it.
but
Because I know that we're going to be getting into it later. But I mean, if you just want the general overall,
yeah,
we
very-
enjoyed our time.
overall very good
Okay.
cruise. Yeah.
Okay,
We'll
good.
put it that way.
Ooh, I'm excited. I can't wait.
I know.
I'm like, oh my
ooh.
questions.
So what are your general thoughts on the new ship? So I broke down a couple just sections. You guys can feel free to just share whatever you want to share. I just listed food, entertainment, staterooms, any general ideas on those things or thoughts, and whatever you want to share.
We can start with those ones.
Yeah,
So,
the
like, with
food.
food.
The food's as the same amazingness as any Disney.
You can't go
Sure.
wrong with it. I mean, it was so good.
The
Where do you start?
well, so yeah, they have like the sit down restaurants that you do each night.
The rotational
dining. So they have a Marvel theme.
Worlds of Marvel.
instead of Animator's Palette.
Mm.
It's the only ship that doesn't have an animator's palette. And you can
Okay.
tell that Worlds of Marvel is the one that they swapped in.
Yeah, it's more of like a inclusive experience with like
Okay.
Ant-Man and the Wasp there. And
It was really kind of cool because you know how every restaurant on these cruise ships, like they have some sort of theme with the menu about like what
Yeah.
the sort of cuisine is. And this one was
Sure.
very eclectic because like they would tie it to literal Worlds of Marvel. So if they had something that was African inspired, it would say on the menu it came from Wakanda. If they had something that was Eastern
Wow.
European inspired, they would say it came from Sokovia.
That's very
That's
cool.
amazing.
That's
and,
cool.
And they did have like the vegetarian option was a shawarma style falafel, which it said
Mhm.
came from the shawarma palace in New York.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
So
That's-
they
okay,
had
that's pretty
tie-ins
neat.
for fans of
That's
Marvel.
neat.
Arendelle was obviously Scandinavian themed.
But that was
Yeah.
also where we had the pirate night, even though there was like no pirate stuff
There
to
was
it.
no pirate show, but it was pirate night when we were there as well.
Oh.
Really?
and
Well, I mean,
then-
because we were there 4 nights, so we had one night for each of the restaurants, and then an extra night was pirate night.
Got it.
Gotcha.
And so we were in Arendelle during pirate night.
But yeah, when we were on other
Oh.
cruise ships at Animator's Palette, the pirate night was so cool. Like they had the ambiance with it and like, yeah, like show stuff. So
But I think that was just the luck of the draw for us.
Maybe.
That we ended up being in Arendelle.
Hmm.
And so there was no
Yeah.
like screens where they could change things up. And there wasn't a
Sure.
show, which was weird, but
Yeah, that
The
is a little
menu
weird.
is
And,
still
like,
Pirate Night menu.
And Arendelle did not
Yeah.
have Bruni all over it, like on the walls. I did ask Elsa, who came to our table, "Where's Bruni?"
Yeah.
Do you know who Bruni is?
I don't know.
The little blue
The
salamander,
little fire
that
salamander.
licks his
Oh,
eyeball.
They don't like Frozen
Yeah.
2.
Oh,
so
that's right.
Well,
I've seen it
okay,
once.
was
I
gonna
like
say,
it. Caitlin, I wanted to watch it the other night, and she was like, "I don't want to watch it."
Okay, so
I just
Caitlin
didn't
doesn't
connect
like
with
Frozen 2.
it. I didn't connect with it. I
Well,
don't know why.
I don't like to cry, and I cried like for 20 minutes at the end.
Yep. And
It is
Bruni
good.
is your number
my-
one favorite character?
He's my number one favorite
Yeah.
Disney
Are
character.
you
of all
kidding
time.
me?
The most
That is a deep
obscure,
cut.
kidding.
random ones. Yep.
No.
My license plate on my car is Bruni.
What?
That's awesome.
They have Bruni merch,
Personal-
or did you have to
No,
hunt for
personalized
this on
license
like?
plate for Utah. Like
Oh, okay.
my-
Oh, no way.
like
Yeah.
I asked
Okay.
Utah
The
for-
state of Utah recognizes his car as Bruni.
That is so
He's so cute.
That is awesome. Okay.
But his face
We
lit
need
up when
to-
he was able to ask Elsa,
Yeah, I asked
where's
Elsa,
Bruni?
"Where's Bruni?" She's like, "Oh, we don't trust him in the castle alone." But he did come around and
Whoa.
light up all the
candles.
candles beforehand. I was like,
Oh,
That is cool. Major cruise. That's awesome.
Yeah.
and then the other restaurant is
1923.
1923. So there's a
That
Roy
one-
Disney side and a Walt Disney side. It was more just like homage to old animated movies and stuff.
I thought it was going to pay homage to either Roy or Walt. It
Nope,
didn't.
it did not.
It was just because the
Really?
restaurant,
Interesting.
the restaurant doesn't connect in the middle, and so it was to make it very clear for guests if you were going to be seated on that side or the other side.
Really?
So the ambiance is actually not specific to either brother, but it does have like really really cool. Feel like every so often there's another display from a different Disney movie that has like character sketches or maquettes or other artwork or pieces that are inspired from the film. So you see like it's almost like you're walking through like an Art Deco
like a
Golden Age of
gallery.
Hollywood Disney gallery.
Yeah, it's cool.
Really?
cool.
Wow.
Okay, I didn't know that. I mean, it looks amazing. So yeah,
That-
from the videos we've seen.
Yes, it's hard to pinpoint what the menu is supposed to be.
Yeah, that was just like
Okay.
California inspired, I think.
Sort of. I don't know.
It
It had churros,
yeah, sure, it was for dessert.
Okay.
so I was happy.
That redeemed itself.
Instead of
Yeah,
cabanas,
so Cabanas, the
they have
eatery at the
Marceline
top.
Market.
It was good food and it was cool looking inside. very-
Beautiful inside because
very well
I'm sure you guys
decorated.
know cabanas. It's nothing
Yeah.
to really
Right.
write
Uh-huh.
home about the way it looks.
Sure.
Mhm.
Yes.
But weirdly,
Very true.
Marceline Market is like it
Yeah,
looks great.
it looks great, but it has fewer areas that you can get food. Like there's just all this part broken up with just like walls and decoration stuff.
It's not self-service.
It's a buffet, but the cast members give you the food.
Okay.
they have
Okay.
to serve you.
It's weird.
I think
So
it's for portion control. I don't know.
I don't know. I asked like, "Can I get lots of shrimp?" And the guy gave me 3.
And this
like,
is from the guy
"Give
who
me
normally
more."
like
I
piles
piled
his
the
plate full
entire
of shrimp.
plate.
Oh no.
I don't. One of our table mates is like, "I wonder if it was because of COVID," but
That's
then
what I
it's
was
still that
wondering if
way.
it was. Yeah, I wonder if that
Like,
was
there's-
the
it's
answer to
planned.
that.
Yeah,
I guess maybe because the glass is you cannot get
you
the
can't
food.
physically put your.
There's
hand
like
in it.
one place
Wow.
where you can grab some stuff, but the rest of them you have to be served. But the food was good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just like you
Just
would
harder
expect at
seating?
Cabanas. Just fancier seating.
Okay.
Jordan was going to get a facial one morning, and there was another male guest there that was sitting with him, and asked him legitimately, have you found any good food on the ship? And
I was like,
Jordan was
"Yeah."
like, I thought he was kidding, but
thought he was kidding. I'm like, you mean this old cruise
Like,
or this
right,
morning?
like-
And he was like, at
Yeah.
all. I'm like,
yeah, all the time.
all the food is good.
No way.
How random.
So strange. Like everything is so
Wow.
well done.
Tough critic. Yeah.
They also have this other quick service place on the pool deck called Mickey's Festival of Foods, and there's just different windows. They have burgers and hot dogs. They have barbecue. They have pizzas, and they have tacos and burritos and like taco bowls.
Yeah.
And this is also where you do the ice cream. Again, the ice cream is not self-service, but I actually thought that was better because
was
it kept
better.
the area cleaner.
Yeah.
Oh,
'cause
yeah, yeah, yeah. Mhm.
5-year-olds going around and trying to use the
And
thing.
everyone got the perfect little swirl
Yeah.
for ice cream.
That's
So-
awesome. Did you try the cantina? I've heard great things about it. I love that there's a Mexican option on the ship. Was it good? Or did you guys
We
try
did
anything
not
from there?
try that one.
No, we didn't.
Okay.
But
Okay.
But
The
what we did have
barbecue-
from there was really good.
the barbecue had like every kind of meat you could possibly think
And it had
of.
collard greens,
Yeah.
which I love collard greens, and they were done well.
Oh,
Really?
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
we've
much
heard
food.
nothing but good things about the barbecue place, and it looks amazing every time we watch YouTube videos. So That's definitely one that we
And
really want to try.
I'm appreciative of it. Again, we haven't tried it yet, but it's kind of cool because, like, meat's a very expensive option to serve in mass. And so it's very cool that they have a quick service meat option because I would assume they would try and cut that because of cost and stuff. But yeah, I'm excited.
And the chicken only fell off the bone. It's fine.
Oh, and the ribs too. So good.
Yum.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was really, really good.
It's dinner time and making me hungry.
What was the next?
Entertainment.
Entertainment. On our cruise, it was really good because they did both The Little Mermaid and Aladdin.
Which I guess I think Aladdin is normally on the Fantasy, I think. So we got to see that one. But The Little Mermaid is
really
the one.
Cool.
The Little Mermaid is the one that's for the Wish.
And then they always do the little knockoff, like weird thing just for the kids the one night.
I
This
will
one wasn't
say,
terrible.
I liked it because you know the one I'm talking about, like the one where it's like let's put as many Disney characters on the stage at once as we can,
and have a loose storyline that makes no sense.
Yeah, they had that one. This one was only a half hour long, which was interesting.
Okay,
but they called it Seize the Adventure, SEAS. I was like,
it was supposed to be a half hour long. Ours had an unplanned intermission because the floor had stopped working and they stopped the show
they had
for
to stop
a few
the
minutes.
show for a few minutes. To
Are you kidding me?
No,
yeah,
it was fine.
Oh no,
everything was fine. I thought I enjoyed The Little Mermaid. I think it needed to go a little bit longer. They were definitely trying to add a little bit more of empowerment to Ariel, which I'm totally here for.
So cool, yeah.
I'm totally here for it. I just feel because they're trying to make the show an hour long instead of an hour and a half or an hour and 15 minutes.
Harder to.
But that's what's going to happen. It was very clear it was kind of inspired by the new live action.
Okay.
Which I really, really loved. And I thought that everyone did a really good job. The genie was hilarious.
So good.
They always do a fantastic job.
I was amazed because with having the two major shows and then the small one, they were all the same cast. Like the genie was, I remember Scuttle. And then that was on the other night, right?
Triton was Jafar.
Yeah. So, like pretty major characters. It's amazing.
Which may I just say that I thought it was funny that Triton and Jafar were the same actor because they were also animated by the same guy. So I thought that was funny.
The staterooms on the Wish are amazing.
They're
bigger.
They're great.
They're laid out perfectly. The shower has a glass door instead of just a curtain,
which we appreciate.
We didn't hit our head on the ceiling. We didn't have to crunch.
You don't know what it's like for tall people that normally in like these sorts of showers, the shower head is like coming here on our chest.
They are made for tiny little people in the other ships.
But that's
it's perfect for Caitlin and I because we don't struggle in the height department.
We're shorter,
they made it just for us.
So did you guys have a veranda room? What kind of room did you guys have?
Just an ocean view.
We just had an ocean view.
Nice.
But the portholes are huge too on this one.
That's awesome.
Huge. But the staterooms were just so nice. And I think it was just like they figured out a way to use that space.
Yep. It's much better. The TVs were on the wall and bigger. They weren't just in that weird like little corner area.
And the cove thing.
The cove thing. Yeah. So good.
What theming did you get for your room?
Cinderella.
Oh, fun.
Which we have a friend who Cinderella is like, she is Cinderella.
She dresses
up. And so we were just the whole time sending her pictures basically saying like, eat your heart out.
One of our other friends was saying about the artwork. Well, is it like...
So how attached to the wall
how
is
stuck is it? Don't think we didn't want to take the thing from the Marvel thing too, the Pym.
Oh, the little... what's
it called?
I don't remember what they called it, but the little thing that's on your table from the Worlds of Marble.
You're supposed to press it, right?
Yeah. There's little buttons, and I mean those are not
easily
nailed down.
Stolen. We did not. We were tempted.
No.
Very, very tempted. Yeah. They would have noticed. Table 714 is missing one.
You might see that on your statement before you leave the ship.
Probably.
Oh my goodness.
That's so good.
Yeah, it's regarding the staterooms, it's so crazy to see videos of the Wish and just seeing how just beautiful they are. And then going on the older ships that Caleb and I have gone on, just the vast difference and how much older like the ones on.
Yeah, and they're not bad. Like I don't want to like say like
no, they're just different.
It is different. The bathroom is where we notice the most. Like you said, the glass door versus the curtain. Curtains just feel I don't know.
Right.
I totally understand.
Slightly dingy, but yeah,
sure.
Right.
But our most recent cruise prior to the Wish was the Wonder, which is a very old ship, and it still felt really well kept up. So
I've never felt on any of the ships that anything felt old in like its cleanliness, or its upkeep. But yeah, you could definitely tell in the Wish, like, okay, this is new. I just have to also put a really quick plug in because this was just made our trip. The Wi-Fi on the Wish is the way they should do the Wi-Fi everywhere because it wasn't pay per megabyte. It was,
what do you want to do with
what
your
do you want to
internet?
do on the internet? Pay for access to the internet. Like there was a plan of like, you
Oh.
can just
Text and
text.
email.
There was
and-
another one's like, you can do social media and text and
Really?
call. And then there's another one where you have unlimited access and you just pay for that, not pay
It
per
was
Okay,
so
megabyte.
much cheaper.
So it's unlimited per se, right? You're
You're
buying
limited
the tier
on
of
what
speed,
you're given
basically.
access to.
Sure. Okay.
Because like there's some of them where it's like you're not going to be able
You
to
can't
get
stream
to your
like
that you can't use your streaming services, but you could get on Facebook,
Yeah.
sort of thing.
Got it.
Which I'm like,
and it's so
I'm
much
fine.
faster.
I just need like my email and my Facebook and Instagram, and I'm good.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it feels like it's from 2023 and not like 1993
Yes.
with them per megabyte. Yeah.
And then
Yes.
yeah, because you do
Yeah.
you pay for that, and then you go just to look at a simple website. It doesn't
no.
load, and then
Nope.
you do the logout.com, and it's already used like
Yeah.
3 megabytes. I'm like, oh my
my
gosh, it didn't
gosh.
do anything.
It's
so true.
So, dear
It's so
Disney
true.
Cruise Line, can you please just do that
way for
internet on
all.
all the ships? Thank you.
Yes.
That would
Yes.
be awesome. Well, speaking of the older ships, like how would you say the Wish compares to the older ships?
So we discussed this. When we were on the Dream, which was our first cruise, by about
Yeah.
day 3, we had kind of figured out where everything was. We could find our way around the ship, like just knowing, okay, this is where we're heading. We knew how to get there. We were oriented. On the Magic, because it was so similarly laid out, by like day 2, we figured out where we were.
Yeah.
And then on the Wonder, because it's identical to the Magic,
We knew exactly what we were doing.
we knew exactly where we were as soon as we got on the ship.
Sure.
I cannot tell you where we were on this Wish.
It's so poorly laid out.
Every day we were lost.
And they
Really?
do a really weird job. I guess they did on purpose, that when you like get off stairways or go in areas, everything's tries to be hidden, so there's not like long hallways. But you have to go around things, and like you'd get lost so easily.
You have to
and
get
don't know
around
where you
the
are.
elevator shafts. You have to get around the staircases to be before you
There's
can see
one
anything.
fewer staircase.
There's not 3 staircases. There's only 2.
staircases. For
They
a
just have
larger
forward
ship,
and aft.
it makes zero sense.
I will say,
No way.
the forward and aft, they did have different colored carpets, so you knew which stairwell you were in. I will give
Okay.
them that.
And the
Okay.
adult section is terrible.
There is no centralized adults. Oh, you mean the
I
pool
was-
area?
yeah.
Pool
Oh,
area.
don't even.
I was going to ask about that too.
I know. I'd love to hear from you guys because we've seen some YouTube
It's
videos
not
and
good.
it looks rough.
It seats
The
5
only-
people.
The only 2 ways that you can get there. There are 2 lifts in the aft section, only 2 of the 8 that will actually go up to deck 13, which is where it's at.
Which
no
when
stairwell.
you push the up button, you don't know if that's going to
You
be one of
can't-
your
yeah.
elevators. You can't control that.
There's no stairwell.
gosh.
There's no
It
stairwell
makes
that goes
no
up there.
sense.
Or you can get to either decks 11 or 12,
And then
walk
go all
back
the
to
way
the
down.
aft part of the ship, and then there are 2 staircases. One goes to the Aquamouse, so don't go up to that one. The other
Oh
one
my
takes you to the
gosh.
adult area. And then, but you're still kind of like halfway across the ship, so you have to walk all the way down. And this is, as you're walking, that's where all the seats are. And then the pool and the waiting areas are at the back.
And there's, as you're walking through that area, there's
And-
one tiny hot tub.
And the
That's
hot tub is underneath the Aquamouse,
very weird.
Oh.
laid out.
which is weird. Then
fun
as you
fun
go,
noises.
as you go
Relaxing
around the back,
hearing that.
there's more seating on the other side, but there is no access from one side of the ship to the other side of the ship from there. So you have
Oh
to
my
walk all the way back
gosh.
around to exit. This is also where the Cove Cafe is. The Currents Bar, I think, is on the other side of the ship, and it overlooks the splash pad,
Okay. Oh, okay.
which is
Okay.
weird.
Yeah, that's
Also,
very
right,
odd.
right
Yeah.
above the pools is the smoking area.
The smoking area is above the adult
Oh,
pool and
no.
slightly behind
ruined
it.
every time we were there.
So
Oh,
anytime the
that's
ship
so
is moving,
lame.
you've got the
You got smoke
cigarette
coming.
smoke and cigar smoke, actually,
Oh my
primarily
gosh.
coming down. So, mm,
Yeah,
Not
and
great.
it's an infinity pool, which you're like, oh, that's cool, but
it's
it's
tiny.
it's very tiny, and then like
Yeah.
half of each part of it. There's only like two parts, but there's this area you can kind of like sit and recline in. But yeah, really, it could only fit maybe 3 or 4 people on each side.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming it's packed the entire cruise, right?
All the
There's not,
time.
like times. Okay, yeah. So it's almost
We went
impossible.
up there like 8:30 in the morning the last morning to get some seats, and we couldn't get a chair that was
Mm-mm.
anywhere close to the pool.
Are
No
you joking
way.
me?
Mm-mm.
So size-wise, would you say it's the same size, just a terrible location of compared to the older ships, like the adult areas, or is it, you think
Probably
it's lost some
overall, but it's just because
Okay.
it's so weirdly like it's just
It's
one
laid out
giant
weird.
loop instead of like
Okay.
an area.
That's so bizarre.
And also all the nightclubs and lounges and
Are in
stuff.
different spots.
They're all not of
Just
them are
spread out,
together,
right?
and they're tiny.
And the main one that
Wow.
most of the adult stuff in is 2-tiered. It's called Luna. And the upper deck of it, or upper floor, has so many like ways to look into it and access it that kids all the time would sit down and the cast member had to say, "Hi, this is adults only. Come back when you're 18. Hi, this is kids only, or this is adults only. Come back when you're 18."
And there's
And
not
you
a
can't- yeah, you
there's not
can't
a
connect.
staircase inside that lounge to go from deck 5 to deck 4. You have to leave the lounge, go back out to the main staircase, and then come down.
Okay.
So poorly designed. I just
Which
Okay,
is
so-
unfortunate. I don't really. Yeah.
If I'm remembering correctly, the person that designed this, she was very proud when she announced that she had never designed a cruise ship before.
That is not a
And
good
she's
thing.
like, "This is my first crack." Yeah, she's like, "This is my first crack at a cruise."
Well, she
I think she
failed.
did. Hotel.
I wouldn't go so far as to say failed.
It didn't sink.
Yeah. It didn't translate well because I think she did hotels before, and those are different beasts, right?
It definitely
So-
feels like a hotel.
Got it.
Yeah.
And the hyperspace lounge, that was called?
The Star Wars
Was-
Hyperspace
was
Lounge.
meh.
If you've been to Oga's Cantina, you are going to be
Yeah.
disappointed by
Major
the
letdown.
Hyperspace Lounge.
Major letdown.
No way.
Interesting. Yeah, we have not been to Oga's yet. We
Oh,
need to do
Oga's
that.
is amazing.
Yeah.
Oga's, they try so hard to make it part of the story of Batuu and make it like
Yeah.
part of Batuu that you really feel like you're part of this story. And the Hyperspace Lounge, they try so hard to make it fit anywhere that it suddenly just feels like you're nowhere.
When it
Hmm.
when it does hyperspace, like you move to different areas, the screens
Yeah.
are cool. But that's
And
it.
and the room does vibrate because
Yeah.
you're on
The seats vibrate.
a ship that's going
But the
hyperspace.
decor is so simple and not super Star Warsy.
Not really. Like it's definitely Star
my
Wars,
goodness.
but it's
Unfortunately, it
not
doesn't
like
scream Star Wars,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it was weird.
Did you guys
And
buy the $5,000 drink?
Yeah, of course, 3 of them.
Yeah, good, awesome. Couldn't stop.
Charged it to room 4203. Yeah, do that one.
This poor dad opens this thing. What the heck? That's so good.
We did not.
So,
But yeah,
if you had to recommend a ship to a first-time cruiser, which one are you going to choose and why?
Dream, Magic, or
I would say
we hear the fantasy is the best. We haven't done it yet, but
I would probably recommend to people maybe either the Dream or the Magic, probably
Okay.
the Magic, mostly because I think that any first cruise on Disney Cruise Line should include a stop at Castaway Key.
Mm,
And obviously the Wonder doesn't because it focuses on the West
Sure.
Coast.
and
Right.
although the Wish does, I mean, if that's your only one, but
Yeah. But I just feel like you're not going to spend your time on the Magic or the Dream struggling to find your way around or it's mostly that, like struggling to find,
Yeah.
struggling to find seats. Cause like there were many times where we did activities in some of the lounges where they almost had to like start turning people away because everyone was sitting on the floor and all
Oh
the
my
chairs were
gosh.
taken and there just wasn't any more room, but there was no
Wow.
bigger place.
and
available.
although we didn't do a movie, there's 2 movie theaters that we opened the doors to look in. There's like 20 seats.
Yeah.
Maybe
there was no, like
30?
maybe 50.
I don't know. It's so small.
The 2 cinemas are
Like,
extremely small.
Right, but
Wow.
that's so tiny compared to the Dream Theater,
Weird.
though. They're
Weird.
massive.
yeah. The movie theaters are
Yeah.
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 Wow.
Instead of having 1, they have 2. But then also the thing that frustrated me was that although they had 2 cinemas, I thought that they were going to show a lot more movies.
Yeah, they just did
They
Guardians
just showed
3
the same
whole time.
movies over and over and over again.
We're like, we've seen that. It's good, but we want to see
Yeah.
other
Yeah.
movies.
Yeah. And so I was like, oh, so that's why we never really got a chance to experience it because it was the same movies all the time. And we're like, oh,
Wow.
okay.
You think they'd have different programming for like one's showing maybe Guardians of the whole cruise, the other one can show like other.
Well, the other
Disney
thing is
flicks,
that the
yeah.
one night of the cruise, they turned the Walt Disney Theater into a cinema and they just showed Guardians Volume 3 twice that night instead of like having a stage show, but they still were showing it all the time in the cinemas.
The
The shops were very nice.
it's good.
A lot of like
lot of
high-end
different-
shopping too.
yeah.
Um,
Watches, lots of jewelry.
One a Rolex, yeah.
I think they did.
No way.
Mickey's main sale is the main. Well, there was the 2. This one weirded me out. Mickey's main sale is the biggest shop on the ship. It's really long.
It's
and
long and narrow.
It's long and narrow, which it was sometimes difficult to navigate because it got really busy. You know, because
Mm,
people
yeah.
Obviously.
they come on the ship, they want to have the ship specific merchandise, and so it
Sure.
got
Right.
very
Sure.
very busy very
Right.
fast.
Yep.
The only other one that was like general merchandise was on deck 11, and it was next to Marceline Market, the Dory
super
Cricket
cute.
house. It was super cute, but no one was there
Yeah.
because no one
No one
was
knows it was there.
no one knew it was there.
Okay, I don't even think we've even seen that one.
No.
I don't think anyone knows it exists.
Yeah, I
No.
didn't
It's
know
like
that either.
it's like swimwear and just a few shirts and stuff, and like
Yeah, they had like t-shirts
it's
and
like
they had,
sundries.
yeah, but
But
it was cute.
Yeah.
And then the Inside Out ice cream shop. We didn't do it, but
I was so tempted to.
Oh,
Oh, my
it's
gosh.
so cute.
It
Everything
looks
so good.
very cool.
and like tons of not like gelato and ice cream and sorbets.
Yep.
And then other sweets
way.
too,
Mhm.
like macarons.
I could have gained
cakes.
50 pounds in that place
My
easily.
Oh my gosh.
I love the
So
theming.
easily.
It does feel, I think we've done it once. It does feel a little silly, like paying money for desserts when you
Right.
get free desserts every night. Like I
But
get
they're
it.
cute.
But
They're not
But
super
they are.
expensive
So
either.
they
so-
are. Yeah.
Right.
That's true. Fairly priced.
And
fairly
people
priced.
are paying for their alcoholic drinks anyway. So
And we had to go and take pictures because they had the Disgust sweets right next to the Anger sweets.
Which are-
I am
Oh my
Disgust.
gosh.
And I
he
am
is
Anger.
I was gonna say, I love it.
That's so good.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's one thing that I've almost really wanted to see because again, I love Inside Out, but the Dream has the what's called Wreck-It Ralph theming Vanellope's.
Yes.
really
Vanellope's.
So love that one. So right when I saw that the Wish had Inside Out, I'm like, oh my gosh, it looks
is
so good.
really
Because
cute.
the Wonder, which one was that one? I forgot. Is there
No,
one?
they
the
don't.
Wonder?
No, the Wonder Magic don't have
They
right
don't-
specialty dessert.
I don't think they
I don't think
do.
so.
shops. No.
Yeah. So I remember like when we just went on that one last September, I'm like, oh no, there isn't a themed place. But I know the Fantasy has Mickey and Minnie's.
Yep.
So we haven't been on the Fantasy
But
either. We are looking for
As the theme with the Disney Wish, it was poorly laid out because there's a screen door or a sliding glass door that they want you to close as you go in and out. It says, "Please close the door." Like, there could be something called, a automatic door.
Motorized.
Oh, yeah.
Those were invented just
Yeah.
recently.
They ran out of money. They ran out of
Well,
money.
this-
at the very
the
end.
Like,
entrance
oh
to
my
the
gosh,
shop-
this whole ship is poorly laid out.
The entrance to the shop is in the vestibule between the outdoor door and the door into Marceline Market. It's in that vestibule, and there's no
Oh.
room for a regular door, so it has to be a sliding door.
Yeah, but there's
No
called
way.
automatic sliding doors.
Oh my
It's-
gosh.
Just so weird.
It's honestly okay. Overall, I'd have to say it's such a bummer because I was so excited like for the Wish, but I can't tell you how many people we've heard say the same thing as
Yeah.
you guys have
It's
today.
super fun, and it's
Yeah.
since it's a Disney cruise, it's great. But
We want
Sure.
to tell
Choose
people as well,
others,
like,
we
if
say.
you have young kids in your group and you know that you're going to be spending like the vast majority of time with them on the ship, it's going to be like family time. This is what you're wanting. That's your priority. That's what you're wanting to do. You're going to have a great time on the Wish.
yes,
You're going to have a fantastic time. But if you're wanting
Yeah.
to have a little bit of time where it's just adults and leaving the kids elsewhere, the kids are going to have a wonderful time. Oceaneer Club looked so fun. We
Yeah.
took the slide.
There's
If
the
you
slide
thi-
down.
If you think I didn't take
Oh,
the Alice
cool.
in Wonderland slide down to the
I love
Oceaneer
it.
Club, you got another thing coming because of course I did.
Yeah.
But if you're wanting some adult time, you're going to be like kind of confused.
it's so much more expensive too.
It is.
Like
There's a premium.
crazy.
Yeah. So we were pricing some out. We're exploring some cruise options, and it was for a similar length, similar stateroom. It was like a $700 premium, I
it's
think.
nuts.
Yeah, that's not cheap. Yeah. So overall, did we miss anything? Is there anything glaring about the Wish that we should know? Any other?
The Aquamouse,
The Aquamess is
it's cute.
Oh yeah.
It has like these screens that show like a storyline as you're going up the lift hill. It's very brief. It's not
very short.
It's not thrilling or anything. It's just
You
Okay.
will get wet.
you get fairly wet.
We went on it first
Yeah.
thing in the morning when there was
It-
no one in line, so
It
we got to
broke
do it
all
twice.
the time,
It
Oh.
would
Oh,
break
fun.
down a lot.
as
Oh.
Disney
Um,
attractions do.
I will say also a warning, and I hadn't thought about this till we got to our table because obviously you guys know because you have table mates because you go with just the two of you, so be sat
Yeah.
with table mates. Our first night was Worlds of Marvel, and we were having a really fun time. But our two of the table mates, they were solo cruisers, and one of them was, she just said she's not a really big Marvel fan, and the other one was a DC fan, still a Disney fan, but more of a DC fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And because of that, the characters that are in Worlds of Marvel, like the actual show, they're not going to be as accessible for someone who's not a big Marvel fan.
Sure.
Because it's Ant-Man and the Wasp, Sam Wilson is Captain America, Captain Marvel, and Miss Marvel,
Okay.
which we loved it because
Yeah.
We love all those.
yeah, we watch all these things, we enjoy them. But then it made me think like, okay, if you're not a huge Marvel fan, they enjoyed the show, but I don't think they got anywhere near as much out of it as people who are more Marvel fans.
And the animator's palette is for everyone, and it's so cute, even if you're like a grumpy old adult like me.
Oh, we love that one. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
so good.
That's a good point. And it's like, it's the classic animation stuff that you grew up with versus that's a good point. You have to kind of stay up to date with the Disney Plus series to understand any of those characters for the most part.
For the most part.
And I had heard with that experience with the Marvel one, would you say that it's one and done? Because people say that with the experience there, that they don't see themselves going back to it because they've already experienced what they've offered.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just a one-time show thing. So
yeah, have you heard that, Caleb? A lot
I
of
know.
people, a couple podcasts I've listened to, they said the same thing.
because
Like,
Animators Palette's different each time. You have different
Yeah.
cute kids that do stuff, and
Yeah, this one, it's the same story. And it's cute.
Okay.
It's funny. I enjoyed it. It doesn't have as much interaction as Animators Palette does. But I mean, we enjoyed it. But yeah, I can see if we went back on the Wish, I might still do it again just because like we were like Marvel. But it
weirdly for me too, like walking onto the Wish, I wasn't as wowed as I was walking onto the Dream the first time.
The Dream was just
the atrium. It's beautiful, but it's not. I thought I was going to be like, oh,
Yeah.
Does it come across in person? From on camera, it looks a little sterile with like the white. Is it like that in person, or is it a little more regal? I guess the Cinderella,
slightly regal, but
okay.
I could see that description. I will say that it was nice because they have a little tiny stage up above everyone where Disney characters can come and just greet people. And because of that, you know how normally on all the other ships, you can never use the grand staircase because there's a character up at the top of the stairs.
Sure.
So you can't use it. 90% of the cruise, we were able to use the staircase, which was the only staircase in the middle of the ship. So that was helpful to get from decks 3 to 5.
That's only the only ones you can
My goodness. Hopefully they fix these on the Treasure. I know it's supposed to be a sister ship, but hopefully they add a staircase or something. Wow.
I hope so.
Okay.
It's weird, especially after letting out after like shows and stuff. It's just nuts trying to get around. So,
in the poor piano bar, it's right next to it has all windows right next to the atrium, and that's where the characters are usually at. So they're going there for like a nice little quiet evening, and it's just
lines of
crowd outside. I will say the Bayou Lounge is really fun because they serve beignets.
Oh, fun.
Love it.
Little beignets.
But they did the trivias there sometimes, and there's like 3
and there
tables.
was no place to sit.
Oh my gosh.
Gosh.
I just don't.
So we've got a seating problem. We've got a navigation problem.
Navigational problems.
Yeah. So your next cruise, if you had
fantasy, hopefully.
Oh, and if you are getting something done in the spa, like a spa treatment, you want to have a spa day. Yeah. They don't do any manicures or pedicures or any salon services in the spa.
It's a different location.
There's a different location. They have salons, and they're on the other end of the ship on a different deck.
If you get a massage and then you want a mani-pedi, you have to go to a different
You can book them at the spa, but they will send you
who designed this?
Oh
so
my gosh.
You get nice and relaxed, and now you got to exit and walk across an entire ship
to
then try and relax. Okay.
Yep.
Wow.
What?
Great job.
The lady who did, I had a manicure there, and the lady was talking to me. She's like, "Oh, we get people confused all the time."
Oh no,
that is insane.
I don't get it. I'm confused.
I think they were just thinking like, oh, because it's the untangled salon, so it's cute that it was all done up like tangled, and then they have the Hooks Barbery for the men, and they look really, really cute. And I think they were just stuck on that part and not thinking about the fact that people will often do these services together as a spa day.
I mean, you would think, yeah. Oh my God.
I don't know how you guys
you would think.
The wonder that we did the cabana thing or whatever. Like
yes,
it's just so
Spell in the Wonder is so nice,
so good.
Did you do the couple's choice?
Yeah,
was that the? Yep, we looked at doing that. We didn't.
We didn't even know what we were getting, and then we showed up and we're like, "Whoa!"
They're like, "Are you for the couple's choice?" I'm like, I guess I just booked something. It was amazing. So
that's on our list for like our next
is
cruise.
like a private hot tub, right?
Yeah.
And like, did they get?
They feed you.
Amazing.
They feed you snacks at the end.
It's so awesome,
like an Egyptian princess.
Oh, they were not standing over us with a fan, like feeding grapes one by one.
Yes,
they were. In your mind, they were.
That is awesome. Yeah, I cheaped out and we just did the couple's massage, but the couple's choice did look amazing. I did try and change it last minute, but they were fully booked.
They were.
So
ours was not. We did it
that
like we booked it there, didn't we? Or
I don't remember.
Maybe I did it before, but
don't ask me. That was months ago.
Yeah. That was like
That's
17
awesome.
Disney trips ago.
So long ago.
Yeah, what was that? Was that before Disney World or after the Disney World trip? I just get them confused.
Which Disney World trip? I mean, let's be honest.
So let's end it with one last question.
Okay.
That is exactly. Thank you. Perfect segue. I wanted to ask you guys are DVC members. What's your home resort? How do you guys like it? What made you make the decision to do that? Because I'm very curious about DVC.
Our main, we have
several, like a few points in random places.
Our main one is Aulani. We also have a lot at the Polynesian in Walt Disney World. We have a few at the Grand Californian, and we are in the process of adding at the Disneyland Hotel.
Just bought them today.
Oh my god.
Okay, so when you guys stayed at the Grand Californian last, I remember being like, Caleb, guess where they're at right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's only because of DVC.
Yeah,
It's
so
literally just because
I will not pay $900 a night for
Yeah.
a regular
Oh
stay.
gosh. That is amazing. I love, okay, so you guys did the pieced out. That's cool. So you don't just, so instead of buying one home resort and then hoping you guys can get, because right, there's a difference between if you want to book from a different
11
resort.
months versus
Okay.
7 months.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. And I'm sure that plays a huge part because
It
of how
does.
popular these things are. Okay.
Especially Grand California.
Especially Grand California. It's the hardest one to get.
Wow.
Wow.
And do you buy directly from Disney or is it resale?
Yeah,
How does that all
We did a
work?
Directly
contract
from Disney.
Yeah.
So Alani, is it as amazing as it looks?
Yes.
Oh my
See,
gosh.
I
Not even hesitating.
that's our
So,
next
so
item.
great.
Yeah. We are so excited. We would love to go there. I can't stop watching videos. I see pictures. We've had one person tell us it wasn't worth it, and I'm
Well,
not
that
sure.
person is
One out of,
crazy,
like,
so
12
Yes.
people. Yeah.
It's
yeah.
expensive if you just pay like for a big room.
Rack rate. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
we have
Well-
brought people to Aulani
Yes,
before.
we have.
Oh,
Oh
my
my
People
gosh.
butter us up enough.
Yeah. Hint, hint. No.
What's your guys' favorite restaurant? We'd love to send you a gift card. Yeah. Victoria and Albert's next on us on Market House.
I do not want to take a tuxedo to Disney World, but I do want to try it sometime.
We'll rent one. We'll have it delivered to your hotel room.
Yeah.
You kidding? Oh, that is amazing. Well, if you want to retire one day, I have to go ahead and focus on that before Alani. So, well, thank you so much for coming on, guys. It has been an absolute blast. It makes me want to buy into DVC.
Makes me want to do everything Disney. This is
Yeah.
why I said we always listen to you guys. And again, I love how you guys are always doing something with Disney. It gets my little Disney heart going.
It
So
does. Yeah.
we live through you guys every time you're at the parks, which I believe we're just missing you guys because you guys are going at the end of May, right?
I'm going to
For
be there
the-
for Splash Mountain's last day. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, we're going this weekend, and so we'll miss you by just a few days.
I think that's always
Yeah.
how it goes with us is that like, oh, they just got back and we're leaving tomorrow. So.
Yeah.
We'll need to coordinate one time. Hopefully we have a little overlap and we'll grab a meal or something. But before we let you go, where can people find you?
So we're going to need to spell it out.
Yeah, on Instagram, it's DISNEYLND 4, the number 4, EVR. And then Facebook is just Disneyland Forever, and same with the podcast. The number 4.
Awesome.
For all of those.
And we'll link everything. We'll make
Yeah.
it easy for
And
people.
podcasts are on every single platform. So
Known to
Perfect. And then
man.
you guys have a website as well.
Yes,
right,
just
with everything?
DisneylandForever.com with the number 4.
Perfect.
it's
Perfect.
not quite
I
as
was browsing
updated
on there
as other
earlier.
stuff, but
No, it still has good stuff on it. It
It
still
does.
does.
It really does. I was actually browsing it in the Starbucks line. So
There we go.
you guys do a great job.
As you were
Thank you so
cackling
much for-
weirdly at the
I know. Have you seen this website? It's hilarious.
Gosh.
Yeah. Thank you so much for coming on, guys. It
Thank
has been a
you.
pleasure. And
Oh, it was so much
we'll
fun.
talk
Thank you, guys.
soon.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.